And doing a great job as an attorney here in Atlanta, and she is building her business. She's going to tell us all about family law today. So without further ado, Miechia Gulley.
So, before you start the timer.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we have an excellent way to start our morning with the Miechia Gulley rendition of Jerry Springer. And I have elicited the help of some of our fabulous team members this morning. Okay? So, you may start the timer. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jerry Springer Show. This morning we have Lizzie DeRogatis. She says that she's got 2 kids, Tommy Thompson and Josh Lee. However, the question is, she doesn't know who's the baby daddy. It's between Damer Galani and Dan Barber.
I'm the baby daddy. I'm the baby daddy. Jerry.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Your mama's the baby daddy.
after getting the test results, they have come back conclusive that the baby daddy is 110%.
You think I'm old?
So this morning we're talking about, what do baby daddies do? They pay child support. I've been talking about child support now through my 1 minute. So I decided to give you all a child support worksheet. This is exactly what we use in the courts. I fill this out on a consistent basis. As you see, Stacey DeRogatis is the plaintiff and Hank Cycle is the defendant. The children are listed: Josh Lee, born on Christmas; Tommy Thompson, born on New Year's. Essentially what we do with this is we put in your monthly income, your gross monthly income, what you make before taxes. You'll see mother's income, father's income. Here, mom is the one who will be collecting child support. So you'll see there on line 9, presumptive amount of child support. Well, Hank, I'm sorry, but you owe Stacy $1485.56 every month, sir.
We take it out in trade?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, no, that's how we got here in the first
Yeah,
place.
that's what she's been doing.
So there are also things like deviations that you can put into the child support worksheet that help to drive down the amount of income that you actually make. You'll see on page 2, one of the deviations I put were for $300 for mom, $400 for dad. What can that be for? Traveling expenses. I've had clients where maybe one parent lives in another state and the other parent doesn't. When they come together, you have to be able to account for things like travel expenses. Another major thing that people don't realize is if one parent's paying for health insurance, that's another thing that I can put in as a standard deviation to drive down the amount of child support. In this current instance, Hank is the bigger earner. So even though there are deviations for him on line item 8 and 9 on the first page, sorry sir, you still pay a lot of money. It's based on not an equal split, it's based on your income. That's the reason why I tell people when they come into me for child support, listen, you may not like what you're about to hear, it just depends on what the numbers are. It doesn't matter how much property that you have. It does not matter how much you have in your pension. It does not matter anything else. Let me see the pay stubs. What do the pay stubs say? And that's the reason why I told you earlier in my 1 minute, my client came in, her ex-husband was asking for a modification of child support. His amount of income actually went up, but at the same time, her amount of deviations also went up too. And that's the reason why it kind of worked out that he ended up having to pay more money for child support than what he originally thought. Now Stacy also gets another deviation because, well, as you see, one of her children is Mr. Lee and one's Mr. Thompson. They don't have the same baby daddy. Hank, you only have one of these kids. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I think it's the one that kind of looks like you.
I should have saved the receipt and returned it.
So essentially, Stacy would get yet another deviation for having a qualified child that actually lives in her home. Courts take that into consideration as well, the fact that she has another child that she's actually taking care of. And Hank, if you have other children that you're also taking care of, you would get a deviation for that as well. They do take that into account. One thing they do also do, and this is the reason why it's important to have an attorney help you with this, one thing that I realized when I was doing this particular case, because this came from a real case, I just changed the names to protect my client's interest, is that not only was Dad making $8,000, or I think $6,000 in one instance, he also was getting money from a pension. That is something that we can claim as income. Although, it doesn't matter if you have a 401k, if you're actually receiving money from a pension or from disability, that is also income. That added on to the amount of money every month that I was able to say, listen, this is what he makes, and this is what you are entitled to. I had to do a little bit of fact finding on that because he was not trying to share and be forthcoming with that information before we actually got to court. So, again, if you know anyone who's going through a divorce, who's got children, or anyone who already has children, and there may be a change in circumstance where he's making more money, she's making less money, whatever the case may be, have them give me a call. I can find where there's extra income. I can figure out where your deviations may be to help you understand what you should and should not be paying for child support. You don't want to leave that to chance and have to go before the courts again. So, you know I'm not big on three-way emails because of confidentiality, but have them give me a call at my law firm. I'd be more than happy to assist them with that. So, Miechia Gulley, the Gulley Law Firm, the Family Law, Criminal Defense, and Family Law. I appreciate all my participants this morning in the family saga of this week's episode of Jerry Springer.
Jerry.